In New Zealand, we are dependent on our 100% pure image. This gives us a competitive advantage in the world market, and about 70% of our products and services are based around our 100% pure image. For a distant country surrounded by oceans, this helps us counteract our distance disadvantage, giving consumers of our products and services a reason to buy into our brand. We decided to ask the overseas consumers ourselves if they agreed.
It's environmentally aware.
I just like the natural quality of it.
Well, I saw the Lord of the Rings movies and I thought it was beautiful.
Well, I really like the outdoors.
The slopes and the scenery of New Zealand is definitely a draw card.
We have realised that while consumers perceive New Zealand to be 100% pure, a different story is happening behind the scenes. Today, we have fallen from the number 1 in the Environmental Performance Index to number 14, and our ranking is steadily declining. One reason is because of our intensifying focus on economically developing our agriculture industry. This intensification means we are increasing the amount of effluent, pesticides, and fertilizers within our waterways to meet worldwide demand. However, this is causing many of our rivers to become poisonous and undrinkable. Another issue is our government is selling large sections of offshore blocks for deep sea oil exploration and extraction. The depth of drilling makes it a risky venture, and the chance of a spill is very probable. As we have seen in the BP oil spill, the environmental effects are devastating and long-lasting, leaving our coastline and marine life vulnerable. Today, only about 20% of our natural forests remain, and New Zealand persists to invest in forestry, which continues to diminish our natural forests, giving us uniform lines of pine trees and empty hillsides. What's worst of all is that we have little plans or targets to change our behaviour, and New Zealand continues to focus on short-term economic growth while making trade-offs for our environment, in which we are so dependent on. To understand how these impacts will have implications on our future managers, we must first understand the concept of sustainability. Sustainability is about maintaining a high quality of life in the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Our ability to achieve this depends on how well we balance social, economic, and environmental objectives today. This means our collective decisions to focus on intensive dairy farming, oil drilling, reducing the Resource Management Act's power, and investments into forestry are trade-offs so we can focus on short-term economic profits. These trade-offs are significantly impacting our future's ability to meet their own needs, and we are already beginning to see the effects caused by our own actions. Our rivers, our oceans, our beautiful landscapes and mountains are not the only things at risk. As we forget New Zealand, we are not only dependent on our environment to provide us with our livelihoods, but also a 100% pure economy. 70% of our products rely on the 100% pure strategy. So what will our overseas consumers think when they see the untold truth?
Well, that's definitely not New Zealand.
Oh no, definitely not.
Oh, wow.
I definitely would have thought about going somewhere else.
Oh, I don't want to come here anymore.
This will have devastating effects on our economy, as we will have less exports as we no longer have competitive advantage, and we won't be the exciting natural attraction tourists long to see. This means we will not only have lost our environment, but also our economy. The question we ask is, if we are so dependent on our environment in New Zealand, then why are we actively trying to exploit it for short-term profits? Do we not care about our children's future? Why aren't we focusing on investments and decisions which will accentuate our pure image, and not only strengthen our economy and environment, but safeguards our country's 100% pure competitive advantage? So we ask you, our future managers, are you prepared to kill the Kiwi image?